I've now reached the point where this has been soaking here for, I suppose, about half hour or so, and it's good and soaked through. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take it out and gently squeeze the excess moisture out of it and roll it in a towel, and supporting this as much as I can because you don't want it to stretch or get distorted too much. I'm going to keep, initially I'll keep squeezing as much as I can, but never wringing. You just roll it into the towel like so. And then gently press the towel down to try and absorb a lot of the extra moisture into the towel. Ideally, you also could grab a second towel, and when this has gotten too wet, you can move it into the other one. So I'm going to squeeze this out a few more times, and then I'm going to get my blocking wires and my mats out, and I'll show you how I pin it out. I'm now getting started on blocking my shawl out. So you can see it's wider than it is deep, so I've put most of my mats out along this way and just a little bit down here. The other thing you'll notice is that with semicircular like this, you get a lot of puckering at each place that you've got your increases, particularly as you reach onto the bigger ones. So that is the biggest thing that you're going to end up doing when you block, is you're going to be stretching those out so that it lies flat for you. And it does lie flat, but it does take a little bit of a stretch. So how I'm going to progress with this is I'm going to take a series of blocking wires and thread them along the top so that it's going to lie nice and flat. Once that's done, I can pin those in position, and then I will come back and I will just get pins to pin these out along here. So that's how I'm going to progress with this. I'm going to get the top wire in now, and then I will go drop these down. Before I kind of go and finish off the process, let me show you how I put my blocking wire in. So I just get a series of wires, because they're never going to have one to go all the way across. You'll have a few of them. And all I do is just go in and out and in and out along the edge of the shawl, just making sure I have enough of the fabric that it's not going to pull or distort it, because if you only grab a tiny bit and then when you pin these out, it's going to just kind of pull up just one section of the fabric. So you're trying to run your way all the way along the edge of the work. So I'm going to keep working along with that, and I will see you when I've progressed a little bit further. I've been making progress with my shawl. You can see I have now got the wires in across the top, and I have got blocking bars in to hold that in place. So the next thing I want to work on is actually kind of opening out these increases, see, and getting them. What you kind of want to do is evening it out down this way so that those wrinkles and folds between them all disappear. I'm going to use some blocking bars kind of at the bottom of each of these across to help hold these in position for me. And you may notice that it will take a few goes. Sometimes you might have it stretched out and then realize that it's not even, and you need to go back and even it out again. So don't be afraid to do. And so then the one thing you want to make sure you do as well is that you like the shape and that it doesn't look uneven, because sometimes what can happen is if you're working from one side, you might find you've got one side lovely and even and works really well for you, but then the other side is kind of a little distorted. So make sure you step back periodically to check that you like the way it's worked. So then the next thing you're going to want to do is work on these final edging as you work across. So you're going to need a lot of pins for that, and you may find that you have to perhaps do every other one to start with to make sure that you have enough to work. So just gently ease this out, grab those points and pin them in place for yourself, just like this. Oh, I missed that one. Just ease it out, grab a pin and pin it in place. So I'm going to keep working on this as I go along, and you can see that what I'm doing is I'm doing every second one right now because I'm not convinced I have enough pins, but if you have enough pins, then I would definitely suggest pinning each one of these. And you can also just, with your fingers, the one in between, kind of stretch those out afterwards. So